Yo, 𝗥𝗘𝗢𝗢. Yeah. I told you guys. I was looking at Nectar because somebody asked me about, it's trading below cash. That's what they were talking about. And I'm going to look into it a little bit more. I generally don't like to buy something just because it's trading below cash. That's 3.4 billion or 3.4 what? It's got to be 3.4 billion. Yeah, we're putting it on Godel very shortly. They're not on Bloomberg without paying extra. Berkshire will be fine. Yeah, it's crazy. It's technically the biggest hedge fund, Bridgewater. I don't know if it'll stay that way. Here's London's biggest hedge fund, Marshall Wace. Got some friends who worked here. Great firm. Yeah, I mean, anybody talking about ESG is just doing it not doing it because they're serious usually. Flow State Investments. I like that. Kramer Rosenthal is one of the oldest hedge funds, actually. I think they do a little long only. Maybe or not, actually. I think it's just a hedge fund. A lot of people, whenever I'd say I was calling from our firm, working for Jim Cramer, they thought I was calling from Kramer Rosenthal, which is a totally different firm. That was bigger, actually, than Kramer's firm. So technically, Kramer isn't even the biggest hedge fund guy with the name Kramer. Shows you how big the world is, really. Oh, there's XTX, somebody mentioned earlier. Start of their filing. Selden Capital, Harry Selden. XTX Holdings, there's a lot of entities here. Tower, there's XTX Capital, Mesirow, Voss Capital, Tower Research, CX Midco Limited, Silverback, XTX Markets, LLC, XTX Topco Limited. Looks like this is where everything, maybe there's 2 or 3. Sometimes there's multiple 13Fs. That was smaller than I would think. XTX Markets LLC. Sometimes hard to keep track of all these. Well, it's definitely hard to keep track of all these. This is one of the big London funds. Used to be much, much bigger. Rather small at the moment. Yeah, Novo's pretty much fairly valued. I don't see anything too attractive there. I mean, they're going to keep growing, but eventually they have to replace Ozempic. And between Amgen's drug, which everyone hates, Lilly's drug, and others, it's not going to be that clear that they're going to hold the #1 position in GLP forever. It is a really well-run company, though, so certainly not interested in betting against it, but it doesn't seem like a compelling mega cap. Yeah, Merck, mostly this Gardasil issue that has been well-known, but just because of a well-known issue, just because the stock goes down doesn't mean it's going to go back up. Even if it went down for a stupid reason, you got to defer to the market's price discovery mechanism. Generation, isn't that where Al Gore works? Remember Paulson? Paulson's a really good example that you're only as good as your last trade. If anybody remembers Paulson. ADAR1. I know that's somebody on Twitter. I forgot if I talked to them or not. It's a healthcare fund. Hank Paulson or John Paulson? I'm talking about hedge fund Paulson, John Paulson. Multi-billionaire guy. I'm sure Hank's rich too. Yeah, I think quant's a little different, but I certainly don't think it's bad to read it, even if you're a quant. Broken clock management, I love it. Well, you can read John Paulson's story yourself. Made a lot of money in the financial crisis. He did what Burry did times 1,000. He made like $20 billion. So nuts. 𝗓𝗡𝗢. 𝗓𝗡𝗢𝗢's a hedge fund, right? Maybe not. British hedge fund, 4th largest in Europe. But yeah, man, that guy couldn't catch a break. That was his last good trade ever. It was like the devil was like, all right, I'm going to give you one last trade. Wow, 𝗓𝗡𝗢's huge. I slept on these guys. AVXL is a European decision. I don't know. It could come out sooner than that. Well, here's Renaissance. I'm going to save their filing because I can process it. I wrote a program to process it. So I take out the options because the options kind of distort the size. Oh, Renaissance actually doesn't file. They have the policy where they don't file their options positions. Kind of interesting. Everyone else does, but they do not. Yeah, that's the latest possible. I think at any time they could just say no mas, right? Haven't looked at Mercado Libre in a minute. Mudrik's have been like a steady Eddie fund. I mostly know the old funds, like new guys I don't really know. So, 𝗏𝗢𝗄 Capital, in affiliation with Doing Tricks on It Capital. I don't know when we should get out of IonQ. This stock's going to ruin my life. Lay's dropping as well, but whenever we call these things done, they end up having a second life. There was a Godel crash earlier. It should be good now. Yeah, we just have a lot of users, man. We didn't engineer it for this kind of scale. Never refresh. Would you say short Godel? Would you say that? Why'd you say that, Mr. Johns? I'll give you 3 months off for free. Just type in main chat. And Mr. Johns, if you could type your username in the YouTube chat. Whoa. Now other people are typing, I'm Mr. Johns. All right, Mr. Johns. You know, since you're a customer, at the end of the day, you're my boss. So, customer's always right. I'll give you the mod, and I'll toss you 3 months. I don't have your no, Ryan, what are you doing? Customer's always right, man. You give me your hard-earned money, I better work for it. Trust me, my devs they work very hard. For the team size, you know, I think we're doing great. We have interns sometimes, but like, you know, that's not my focus. My focus is hiring top talent, executives, global executives, 100x engineers. You go to Michael Jordan, you're like, hey, Jordan, can I be your water boy? Bruh. I mean, we'd hire an intern if we can convert to full-time. Not really, Nikolai, unless you were in the financial world where you worked in like a hedge fund or Bloomberg or FactSet or Euronext or something like that. Yeah, we're hiring sales reps at some point. Yeah, just gonna start to build out admin panels for them. I don't know what the Trump is going crazy. I stopped shorting it just because what I was worried about is I'm not shorting at 16. I was worried he would come out and extend the lockup. Do you know why it's up? If there is a why, it was under 37 yesterday, and then had a vicious rally, then a vicious fall. I shorted XRP. It was a bit of a stubborn short, so I just got out of it. Yeah, I don't get it either. There's a very weird XRP thing. Trump is going at crazy. What? 23 billion? Hold on. What the? Whose man is this? Remember, there's only 4 days next week. That's why vol appears a little cheaper than it is. Oh yeah, I want to short Trump. Are you crazy? Fucking generational. I hate how people say generational. What's generational? It's interesting. The Rigetti 0 days are trading at 100% delta, which is like, this stock moves a lot. 5x leverage. Yes, not that much for most crypto traders. But yeah, nobody expected a 50% move. Even 2x leverage would have wiped you out. How's the stupid Trump coin worth 23 billion? The stupid Trump coin's worth a lot more than DJT. Payday hit, but nobody's buying Quantum. Savings at an all-time low. That's really interesting. I didn't think about that. Yeah, we've been very bullish on HIMS here. Just with the warning that, you know, as the stock keeps going up, you got to be, you know, mindful that the stock, you know, any misstep will be magnified. So, you know, growth stocks are great. They just can be very dangerous if something goes wrong. You know, there's a lot of insider information that traffics in crypto. So I wonder if there's something to do with that, or I don't know. Trump will hit a wall. Hopefully not the wall he's building on the southern border. Ha ha. Well, that's how new trillions get made. That's inflation too. HIMS probably should have never had the ability to sell GLP-1s, but compounding is a weird thing. They can always twist it a little. Yeah, I want to get D-Wave, man. D-Wave's still up there. D-Wave owes me money. It's not good to think that way, by the way. Stocks don't owe you money. Except for D-Wave. This thing's pretty complicated to set up here. I don't like this. I'm terrible with my hands. Like, my girlfriend's 10 times better than me. I'm like looking at this like it's from some alien life form. When I was a kid, I used to like to build stuff. Now I'm just, so confused. I don't even know what kind of mouse I'm using. It is a Logitech though. I mean, in 2080, quantum might be useful and like general purpose. I don't want to be in the hedge fund industry. I'm an entrepreneur. These guys can trade my stock. HIMS and semaglutide aren't really that. I don't think it's that important to the story. That's one of the bull cases, is thinking about HIMS as the next Walgreens. Now, Walgreens itself is not doing so great, so. Oh, Braidwell is healthcare. That's the old Deerfield guy. 29 billion, wow. If you want positions to copy, it's a lot better than Nancy Pelosi or something like that. Look at Co2. Get some good ideas maybe on what to add or subtract to your portfolio. Yeah, Philippe's made more money than most people in hedge funds, I'll tell you that. some politician. Or Michael Burry. Oh, Moore's still... Is Moore still big? Wow. I didn't know. Is it his
Order
money?
partially filled.
Maybe just his money.
Order filled.
Way to do this. Oh yeah, sardine portfolios are going to be a huge part of what we do. Just have to build out more infrastructure, but portfolios are going to come soon. And it's going to be fun. Like, people are going to trade their portfolio, and like, maybe you get a payout. If you trade and you make money, you get cash in your Godel account. Other people can like kind of invest in your account. There's a league tables and leaderboard. Maybe you get crypto. You can look up like who's the best trader on a specific stock, who's got the best Sharpe ratio. I think that's going to be really value add because nobody else does that really. TradingView kind of has a little one, but like we want to take that to the next level, and maybe even include not just paper traders but real traders. And like, well, if you're trading real money and you're like number one in the pack, there's going to be a lot of people who want to hire you or like be like, hey, I see you're on Godel and you're up 40% 2 years in a row. Why don't you come work here at 𝗕𝗢𝗅 or Citadel? So we got a lot of plans. I'm the most creative fucking guy there is. Okay, listen, I'm like the Kanye West of finance. Nobody can really touch me on creativity. So really, I just have to sit down. I'll come up with 30 new banger features. So, if it's just up to the programmers, quite frankly, can they be as goated as me? That's like 50 people. Can they all in combination be as goated as just me? That's the question. That's just a small sample of what's in my brain. Just get ready. It's going to be a wild year. This is Red Scare. It's this thing women listen to. And now they're invading crypto, which is the best thing that could possibly happen to crypto. Yeah, I mean, I hate all meme coins except for Dasha. It's the only one I would ever buy. Oh, Anna too. Anna too.
Thanks.
Anna too. Anna too. I have to, well, to be fair, I'm very careful of meme coins. I scrutinize them very carefully because they're usually a scam. And I've determined that Dasha is clean, surprisingly. And I have to do the diagnosis.
My doctor says.
I'm a meme doctor.
So to everybody listening, he's saying he has to do the diagnosis. He's not saying anything.
I have to check on Anna. Yeah, I have to check on Anna.
You have to do that, so don't make any assumptions.
I assume it's good, though. If Dasha's good, it's probably good for Anna. I just, it's a scary world, meme coins. In this case, it looks like, I think Dasha's going to go up, to be honest. It's cool. I mean, like I said, this space is like... Whoa. You're asking about like, literally like Japanese stock candles or like chart candles?
Yeah. I've been using, I analyze my coin using the 𝗥𝗢𝗘 candles, but basically I tried to have chatgpt like explain to me. I don't know if it's the most advantageous move, but I'm bullish on it because it is just, so I assume it's better. I
think it's reasonable. Like, I've met people in Wall Street who swear by it and they've made billions trading with it. And I think it's a mix of instinct. In fact, there are very few women traders on Wall Street. And there's this famous case of this guy who worked for Steve Cohen, who's, kind of like the king of hedge funds. They made billions a little bit, I think, about him. And there's this guy working there, and he tried to make all of his employees, like the people under him, take estrogen to become more like a woman, because he felt that women were better traders than men. They were less emotional.
Because they have feminine emotion. What do you mean they're less?
That's what he was thinking.
Emotional? They're maybe less sentimental, right?
Yeah, like if I get angry at a stock, I'll start to like take my anger out on it. And that's a really terrible, stupid thing to do.
And women like to lay in wait. They like to hold.
Right. Women are like, I'll have you over when the time is right. I'll wait. There are like a lot of phenotypes of crypto guys, and in New York specifically, there's definitely a couple different phenotypes. And I'm like not a huge fan of the crypto dude phenotype, or at least most of the species. There are a couple of species that are great. But a lot of these guys, like, quite frankly, like they have their phenotype because they want to avoid working on the real Wall Street, and like they can't really handle it. And some of them are like, they could handle it, but they're like, this is more interesting. But 90% think they're in one camp and 10% are actually.
I mean, that's just like us for real. We wanted to avoid having real jobs, so we started a podcast. I can relate to that.
Yeah, makes sense. And if you can get away with it, well, especially like I think the crypto attitude is while the times are good and money is just flowing for free, let's just do it.
How many hours of sleep are you getting a night?
I'm not like these other people. Like I used to, I actually had to stop because it was getting bad. Like I would sleep with my laptop next to me and my Binance account open. And I would just every like half hour wake up and be like, okay, where's PopCat trading right now? Fartcoin. Is Fartcoin up? Oh my God, what are the Koreans doing on Fartcoin? And it's like, just what this is ruining my life. Fartcoin is ruining my life. Like this is insane. But like, I like stuff more like Dasha because you can actually just buy it and be like, put like 10 grand into it and be like, okay, what will happen in like 2 weeks? Whereas like these other coins, you use leverage and like, they can ruin or they can make you rich too quickly or ruin your life. And it's just too much to like study and worry about. I think I've found in my life, like throughout finance and business, that one of the biggest things I've underestimated is just how bad people want to make what's to me, I guess, like a small amount of money, because I think big, and I've always thought big ever since I was a kid. And so when I see somebody like willing to sacrifice all of their morals, all of their reputation for $100,000, it doesn't compute to me. But you know, people are willing to do that for 100,000, $1 million, etc. And to some extent, everyone has a price where they're like, we'll get everyone over for 10 million. Now I'm like, well, no, but you know, is there another zero or another zero?
What's your number?
I don't know. It would be $1 billion or more, I think. But I think that the problem is what I've noticed in crypto and in life is that that number is astonishingly low for people. And like you saw the 𝗥𝗙𝗢𝗘 thing where she trusted some people and the number for those people was like nothing. Yeah, that's past my pay grade. But I'd say that like if you are making something that's like, you know, kind of a token that I think is like, this is a lot more reasonable. Like it's $1 million market cap versus, you know, something like Trump's token is like 20 billion. And so like, I think it's cool and it's fun. When I think it paradoxically gets like less fun as the money goes up, because then it's like, oh, hold on, you could actually be doing something useful with this money, or like, it's not a game anymore. But like, the idea of like you and your friends having $1 million of a token named after you is pretty funny. Like, I hate all these people because they take Fartcoin and they make it worth $1 billion, and I'm just sitting there like so angry it wasn't me. Oh my God, I'm so jealous. I hate Fartcoin. Like I wake up in cold sweats about it because it's like the dumbest possible thing in the world, but it's worth $1 billion, and I'm just like,
you have to live and let live. That's how you live.
I don't want to live in a world. I don't want to live in a world where Fartcoin's worth $1 billion. Yeah, I feel like the last Korean soldier on the island who heard the war's over. And I think like it gets more ridiculous as the bubble gets bigger and bigger. It's almost like Kanye, like what can you do that's even more ridiculous than Fartcoin? Like it's art in that way. Yeah, that's good art. You know, it's like, but he's also like, he is rugging, right? So like, I actually think he's sort of doing what people want. So basically what people want is to shove their money in a bag, shake up the bag, and like pass out the money. And I feel like that's the utility of these things. And in Haiti, they actually do this every week. Like it is the main entertainment of the island, is everybody puts their money in a like local pool and they just like redistribute the wealth and somebody's rich all of a sudden. And they think this is funny. But yeah, so like, I think that's the fun of it, is that like, oh, I might put $100 into this and I might get out $100,000 into it. And if Portnoy is like the catalyst, he's the activation energy that starts the fire, then so much the better. I might turn $100 into 10,000 before everybody. So like, it's almost like a casino game or something like that. Let's say the biggest holder of Dasha sold everything, just like right now, and took it down 80% or 90% or whatever. Like you could just text me and I'd be like, oh great, like this is good news for me. I'll just buy it all and
because you can buy it on cheap, right?
And just put it back up to its old price. You just need a good network, I think, and like a good, like a lot of this they call it cabal, you know, and the cabal is like 20 nerdy people, half of whom are in New York, and like if you're in with the cabal, like, you know, this is like the perfect kind of thing where it's like, oh yeah, Dasha and Anna, they're just super popular, but like how'd the token get to 100 million? And it's just like, we just pump it. And like when you do that, like, yes, the original people will sell because now they're rich, but like other people will get attracted to it and be like, oh, maybe I should buy some. And like you can kind of coordinate a little bit of it. And unfortunately, it is like a PvP/Ponzi where it's like, okay, me and this guy are buying it. We're trying to tell our other friends to buy it. And then we hope that they tell their friends to buy it. And everyone has their own like little horse in the race too. But this horse is so small. When I first learned about it, it was like 300,000 that I was like, oh, we could take this over in like 3 clicks and let's just gun it together. So, it's just fun. And, obviously I'm a fan of you guys in the show. And it would be funny if like this thing all of a sudden was worth 50 million. You'd be like such a hilarious and awesome thing. You didn't actually technically make this one too, which is even better because
no, isn't that worse? Because then you're like the figurehead, the personality that takes the
No, absolutely not. I think, well, according to my understanding, like the person that actually creates it has like sold the unregistered securities. You just received it from some rando. You didn't do anything
so
true. Wrong, So like my dream was to like make a meme coin, have like my 3 or 4 friends each own a quarter or whatever, and just like buy it every day until it's like $1 trillion or something. Because like technically, if nobody sells, you could do that. Now that's not going to happen here because like there are a bunch of people who probably will buy and sell. But like theoretically, like buying all of the supply of Dasha and cornering it would be so funny. But I'm worried like then that if Dasha could rug it and then just be like, okay, I sold it all. Too bad. Valentine's Day Red Scare. I love Red Scare. How can you don't short my simp coin? This is a simp coin. I don't know. I don't like any coins that I didn't make myself. So like I would tell Dasha, I was like, this is the dumbest thing ever because you don't know who made this. Like they just take it to 0. But then apparently they already did take it to 0. Down horrendous. No, she's just a friend. Like she's I see her at a lot of events and stuff. The problem is it's so easy to make these coins that like nobody can. If I buy some, maybe she'll pay attention to me. Okay, I'm literally transforming to a baggie in front of you. I was this candle, so I bought a few $1,000s on this candle, and like one of the smaller ones too. Just Venmo them; it's easier. But look, I simped hard enough, and now they know who I am. How about you? They still don't know who you are. Did you see that they both knew my name? Yo, God, candle. What? I told you guys.